Hey folks, I'm back a little quicker than anticipated, and the reason being, okay, they just issued a severe thunderstorm warning on this cell that's in Allen Parish, and there's been increasing rotation in that storm, so I'm not a big fan of that one. Just setting everything up here just to take a look and see what I am seeing, see if they say anything. So the text on this warning, and I'm also making sure that I'm live. I think I am, though. So the text on this warning is, and that warning was just issued, that just pushed out on the Facebook and on the app and everything. Severe thunderstorm warning for Allen Parish in southwestern Louisiana until 6:15 a.m. Severe thunderstorm located near Harmony or near Mitty, moving northeast at 40. Hazard is 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. There was a pretty decent little hail core that shot up with that. Locations impacted include Oakdale, Oberlin, Elizabeth, Mitty, Grant, Allen Parish Airport, and Harmony. This is a radar indicated wind threat. Hail threat is radar indicated. That just means it's not observed. Okay, so that is the warning data. And I'm just pulling up my radar stuff here and everything. So yeah, that's the storm we're watching right here. You see that warning has popped now. This includes Oakdale and Oberlin. Now this storm has had quite a bit of spin with it. I'm going to take a look at the shear swath. I don't see anything crazy. But what I did see, and what kind of prompted my questions, and I saw this on a couple of different scans here, there was that little nub of blue there, and I hope that wasn't a little surprise that dropped down there west of Oberlin. If so, it looks like that's that area near Harmony. And the reason that I was a little curious about it, and it could be an artifact from inflow or something, but that also showed up on the Lake Charles radar. So that's why I'm here. Oh, wait, I'm not here. There I am. I'm so sorry. Sorry when I forget these. It's early, it's late, whatever it is. So when I saw that, I thought, okay, I'm going to jump on live, and at least we're going to be talking about this no matter what. No matter what may happen here. So this storm is now severe warned, and I'm not seeing any big signatures about anything currently happening with regards to a tornado, but this is actually probably crossing over that boundary right now. As I said earlier, Oakdale, you're kind of right near where that boundary would be, or perhaps a little south. So as it's hitting that, it looked like it increased in spin. It increased its spin, and look at that. I mean, we really saw that spin pick up. So there was this one little part of the mesocyclone that moved to the northwest, and then we had this other one here that's kind of come out here just to the west of 165, and I'm going to go to the other radar site just to see how it looks there, and it looks a little different, but you get the same idea. Now, as this crosses into the cooler air, I don't think we're going to see as high of a tornado threat, and there's not a tornado warning on this now, but I do want you to be careful, and I want you to treat this one maybe with a little extra care, because this does exhibit that rotation that I was talking about. Actually, I like the look of this better on the Lake Charles site, so we'll go back to that. But I mean, look at that thing. There is really some actual spin in that one, and that's only 2,500 feet up. So to see a mesocyclone like that far down to the south, that far down to the ground, I mean, it's something. It would totally be rain wrapped too. So again, there's no warning on this. It's just something I'm watching. It's something I wanted to mention. I am now at 1.94 inches of rain at the house since midnight. That puts me at 2.23 for this day. Well, for the last 12 hours, something like that. So yeah, if you're watching from Allen Parish, and what I'll do is put it back to reflectivity. Let me see something. Nah, I'm not going to do multi-panel. It's 4. That's too many. So let's go, and I'll show you the most dangerous area. Let me look at base. Okay, yeah, you can see it there. And then, so yeah, again, from Mitty, kind of Mitty to Harmony, that area, that's where we're seeing this rotation aloft, 2,500 feet up. But it's entirely possible that this could become something a little more significant. This is, it's not like you flip a switch and get to this stuff. We want to be ahead of the game here. So here's 165. There's Oakdale. There's Oberlin. There's Kinder. It's past you, Kinder. This is moving on to the northeast fairly quickly. Let me get a speed on that. Let's see. Speed is northeast at 40. And it did look like a decent little hail core actually developed with this one as well for a little bit. See the shear rate, yeah, and we're showing up that shear pretty well here. West of 165 there, west of Oberlin, between Oberlin and Dry Creek, right in that area. That's where this shear is most significant. And I'm just looking at all my products here, and I'm again checking with the debris tracker just to make sure we don't have anything sneaking up on us. And I don't think that was earlier. I'm just, I don't want to hold back information. And I figured it's really easy for me to go live. So I'd go live and we'd talk about it and talk about the at least low potential of something spinning up out of this. Now, you can see right here, and some of these communities, I don't know if it's one person or I've never heard of Simmons Settlement. I apologize. But if you're in that area, if that sounds familiar to you, up toward Cherry Grove, it looks like that's your best chance for hail right there. West, again, of 165. On 165 from Pawnee all the way down through Kinder. Well, Kinder's getting some heavy rain. But let's say Pawnee right there when you cross the parish line toward Elder, you're not getting much. I mean, it's raining some. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of lightning off to the west and to the south. But this is all lifting to the north. When we look at the big picture here, we just got through another round of rain here in northern Rapides Parish. You see the big squall line coming through southeast Texas, and then this thing, it's gonna kind of pivot northward. And as that system to our southwest moves into our area, we're gonna see that heavier rainfall move through. And then once this clears, you notice behind that we don't have as heavy of rain. So I'll put things in motion, kind of show you how the whole big picture is moving here. But you can definitely see how that storm was just kind of wiggling around there. Basically, it does have that mesocyclone. It has that rotation aloft, so it is something I'm going to be watching very carefully. More big storms developing down to the southeast. And then, this is the time where I think we're going to start to see some of these supercells form out ahead of the main line. So especially if you are in our southern parishes, if you're in Allen, you have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in Evangeline, St. Landry, eventually perhaps southern Avoyelles and Rapides, we're going to be watching these closely as well. So let me know if you have any sort of, you're near Canton Road and Oberlin, I'm reading all this here. If you're getting hail near Cherry Grove. Okay. Yeah, okay. So if you're near Cherry Grove, yeah, actually that really pulsed up there. Let's see what these streets are called. Highway 26 right there near Cherry Grove. Carter Road. If you're in that area, then I'm not surprised. And I bet that hail was probably pushing severe limits, probably up to an inch in diameter, something like that. So these thunderstorms continue to work toward the northeast. I think as they push across that front, we will see a slight weakening, but it's still going to be very heavy rainfall, potential for some hail and gusty winds. But I think the highest tornado threat is going to stay south of that boundary, which is roughly, just from what I've been saying, big flash of lightning. It's like something like that. So south of that, bigger threat for the tornadic stuff. North of that, heavy rainfall, maybe some gusty wind and some hail as well. But I don't see like this squall line sweeping across the whole area. That was possible when we started this whole thing, but the rain that has fallen and caused all the flooding issues has kind of pushed that or held that boundary a little bit further to the south. So good thing we're not seeing any tornado warnings issued on this. Ooh, is a rumbling. I'm sure y'all heard that one. But let's take one more look at the velocity product. I will go ahead and pause that. Take a look at the storm relative. Kind of looks like a weird, scary face there. Let's go down to Lake Charles, see if we can glean anything different. And no, I mean, it's just still rotating there aloft. It's nothing tight. I'm not seeing anything that's saying, hey, a tornado's on the ground here. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to watch, we're going to stay on this now. Because that is lining up with the rotation. So when you get rotation, When you see a bit of a CC drop, a correlation coefficient, when that drops, that means that we're seeing different sized things. We're not seeing, all raindrops or something like that, where it's all very uniform, or snowflakes, where they're pretty similar. We're seeing, potentially things that are of different sizes. And it looks like we had that go another round here. Let me try the Fort Johnson. I don't like that I'm seeing that on both radars. So I'm not going to say that this is a definite tornado, but I'm at least interested in what the heck is going on here. I'm going to peek at Shreveport. I doubt it's going to be on that. Now that's something totally different for the Shreveport radar. But I'm going to ask them in chat. Hold on one second. Okay. So I just asked them. I like to have smarter people than me look at this stuff and let me know what they see. Well, thank you, Miss Madeline. But yeah, this is the area that I'm watching. I'm going to just turn, I'm going to put a little circle around it. So if I put that there, we go to the other radar site. It's really correlated in there, but it almost looks like that is actually part of it. It almost looks like it's correlated really well with the velocity, but in a weird way. I don't even need to get into the complexities of that, but it is underneath this thing right here that is clearly pretty much spinning. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to see if they see anything. But we do have that low-level mesocyclone. Again, we're looking at about 2,600 feet above ground. Not seeing much different in that one. I am watching Allen Parish. There's a severe thunderstorm warning over that area, and there is some rotation along with that. And so I'm just kind of trying to diagnose what I'm seeing here exactly. And you can see that shear rate really has picked up, and it has held steady. So certainly a storm to be concerned with, and there is no tornado warning. They're not confirming this yet, but I am certainly watching it very closely, and this is heading up toward Oakdale. So if you're in that area, if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, I'd go ahead and treat it as a tornado warning. Just be safe. It's always better to take those precautions. And I know, I hate the nighttime stuff. I know that there are some folks that are going to be asleep at this time of day, even though a loud thunderstorm's coming through. Let me look at this. BTI is low. That's good at 3. Hail size possibly up to 2 inches. I would cut that down to probably an inch and a quarter. We get some melting on that. Yeah, BTI is low. That's good. Let me see on our other radar products what we have going on here. Whoops, get out of there. BTI 3. Okay, still seeing the hail signature, but they're not, this algorithm at least is not seeing any big threat here. I am watching and will continue to do so. And it looks like that hail threat has come up. So let me clear this stuff off. Hail threat increasing again. Cherry Grove, possibly some hail there. If you're near Mitty, if you are near any of these roads, Turner Road, Sigler Road, Scott Road, Tram Road, Chapel Road, this area of Allen Parish, just west of 165, we are talking, let's see, about 6-7 miles west of 165. That is where we are seeing the potential for some hail that could be larger than quarters, maybe up to $half size with this severe storm that is continuing on toward the northeast. So we have a hail threat, and what I'm hoping is that, let's see, it's entirely possible that, let me see if that correlates with yeah, that might be a hail thing. That might be what I'm seeing there. I just didn't want to get overconfident. Let me hold on and tell them. Okay, so I like seeing that elongate out somewhat, probably showing that we have more of a hail threat there. Let me check a couple other things here. Yeah, strong updraft in place. We have this area here in central Allen Parish that is west of 165 that probably now could have some hail larger than an inch in diameter. So if you are south of Elizabeth, if you're in Elizabeth, you're in this warning. This hail core will hopefully collapse before it gets there, but I'm going to be watching that. If you're around Oakdale, especially on the west side of town, you could be impacted on by that as well. How big? If you're in, you said you have hail in Cherry Grove right now. If you could, I mean, I'm not asking you to go outside, but just a general idea. If you looked out and saw it, now again, I'm not asking you to go to the window and look or anything, but if you did see it, I'd love a size estimate on that because it looks to me like there would be at least quarter size hail out of this. Yeah, you said in Dry Creek some hail, or you think you heard some? Yeah, that's entirely possible too. Probably a little bit smaller out that way. But yeah, that hail core is popping. That thing is jumping up a little bit. I'm gonna check out the latest storm track on this. Still at 70% on the severe hail size, 2 inches. Again, we melt that down some. It usually overdoes that hail, so I'm going to go 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches in diameter. But that is that's a pretty solid little core right here. And let me do that thing. And this is one of those deals where I get a little technical, but this is something that, when I'm live, I can just go and do this and take a look. I'm going to cut a slice through the worst of this storm. And I'm going to see, yeah, that hail core is still suspended, so this is probably still going up. Yeah, that's between, most of the hail there is between 10 and 20,000 feet. So that's a pretty stout signature that this thing is still falling here. We're still getting hail coming out of this. You can see most of it is suspended above ground level. So strong updraft going up there, holding that hail up there. And eventually that is going to overcome this updraft strength because the hail gets bigger. As it gets bigger, it eventually can't be held by the updraft. It's going to fall out and it's going to cause some problems here in parts of Allen Parish. So, okay, they issued a tornado warning for Texas. This one's not for us. I saw tornado warning, got a little freaked. Okay. So back over to the big picture radar here. Now that we aren't as worried about a tornado threat, I never want to overwarn or underwarn. I want to properly warn all the time. There's still a mesocyclone, still a strong storm here. Mesocyclone is just the rotation of the supercell, like above ground level. Well, of course, it wouldn't be below ground level. That'd be weird. But yeah, we're still seeing, it looks like that hail signature showing up. It was just so, it looked smaller. It looked more like a donut hole, and that's what I don't want to see. But then that was just what that hail core was. And now we're really seeing that continue to mature and materialize there over northern Allen Parish. So let's go and check out the hail swath, and boom, there you go. That is a fat hail swath. Let's go ahead and put that in motion. You can see it basically come out of nothing, and then, yeah, we're really beefing up on this one. So between Elizabeth and the west side of Oakdale, that's where this is headed next. If you can garage the cars, if you have that option, I would go ahead and do that. If you don't, I would have the insurance agent on speed dial. That's a pretty stout core right there. Let me go to the other radar and we'll take a look and see. And yeah, we're getting the same thing there. And, you were mentioning, someone said something about hail in Dry Creek. Yeah, you probably had some, especially if you're just east of there. And then we're seeing it, I've had multiple reports of hail near Cherry Grove, and that's a pretty darn good signal for some hail right there. Let's go back into reflectivity mode. Looks a little weaker on that one, but I think that's the different radar. So let's go. Actually, it looks like it might be coming out. Let's see. Yeah, still a good hail core, but not looking quite as nasty as it did just about 5 minutes ago, but still a very strong storm there, a severe storm. I think we still have hail probably larger than quarters. This is moving toward the north. This is going to move into Rapides Parish, Vernon Parish. You're going to get another round of heavy rainfall as well. So the flooding concerns continue out that way. I have stalled just south of 2 inches of rain since midnight, but I know so many of you have seen so much more with those radar estimates. Over 13 inches in Texas, and some areas here in Vernon and Beauregard over 8 inches. So lots of rain. Fortunately, it looks like this is just a severe thunderstorm. Yep, the CC drop is due to hail. Okay, that's what we're seeing. So if you end up seeing any hail, and you can get me a size on that. You can get me get me any sort of reports you have, pictures, locations, things like that. That's great. Be safe about it. Don't go outside and try to pick up hail and get donked on the head by a golf ball or something. That's not good for anybody. But I am going to go ahead and step away for a bit. I'll be watching these storms for sure, and we will jump back on if I see anything, which I'm going to jump back on regardless. I've got to say goodbye at some point, but that will be when Tommy K comes back on, I believe around 10 or something like that. So, another 4 hours of me. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for now. See you back in a bit.